Hey, good morning, everybody. Terry Daniel, voice actor and coach from Minneapolis. Oh, hang on a second. It's very early. I didn't do a YouTube video for like almost a year and a half, and now I'm doing two in 1 week. What the hell has gotten into me? I think what it is, I think it's the misguided information that we read on social media. I feel like it's my duty as a professional and experienced voice actor to get the truth out there. And you're probably like, who the hell is this guy? And all of my information, you can take it or leave it, but this is coming from years and years of experience of being a professional and successful voice actor. But that doesn't mean that I haven't been kicked to the curb or had my demo rejected or went through tough times. We all go through all kinds of crazy times being a voice actor. But you know what? I can't think of really doing anything else. I don't think I'm not a good fit for anything else. But today I want to talk about voiceover demos, and I want to talk about how to really do them the right way, because I get people that send me their demos, and while they have really nice voices, they'll send me a SoundCloud link, and thank you for that. Keep sending them. I don't mind at all. But they're self-made demos. This is a demo where somebody turned on a mic and did a bunch of goofy voices, and that's not really a professional demo. If you're just doing voiceovers as a hobby, just to kind of make your friends laugh or impress your peers, then you can do whatever you want. But if you're really passionate about this and you want to do it professionally and you want to make a good income for it, there's going to be some steps that we need to talk about today, and I'm going to once again cheat and look at my notes. Let's talk about making your own demo. It's really the equivalent of taking a selfie. I don't even know if that turned out. And sending the photo to a talent agency for on-camera work. How far do you think that's going to get you? In fact, I don't think the talent agent's probably going to keep your information or ever call you back when you do something like that. Same thing when you make your own demo. They're not going to they're going to be able to tell that it's a self-produced demo literally in the first 3 to 4 seconds that they listen to it. Hang on a second. All right. First of all, your demo is always going to reflect your current skill set. When you get it done by a professional demo producer, which of course I always highly recommend, especially if you're going to take this seriously. If you haven't had a lot of experience or you haven't had a lot of coaching, your demo, they're going to do whatever they can to make you sound good and make the production sound professional. But sometimes the reads aren't there yet because there hasn't been any coaching up front. So, a demo producer isn't going to make you sound better than you are. Like I said, a demo is a reflection of your current skill set. I think a lot of people assume that demo producers are going to magically make a talent sound better than they really are. That's never, ever going to happen. That's why I strongly suggest getting some coaching up front. There's a lot of people, I talked about this in my last video, there's a lot of people that like to take shortcuts. They want to hop over all of the steps that matter. And hey, into a recording studio to do a demo. And guess what? Any recording studio in the country is going to take your money to do that. They'll say, hey, we got some scripts lying around. Come on in. We'll spend an hour and we'll do your demo. Engineers are terrific people. A lot of them are very good friends of mine. They know audio and sound better than anybody in the world, but they're not necessarily voiceover coaches, and they don't necessarily know how to direct a talent in a voiceover demo session. So it's really, really important to get some coaching up front. And you need a lot of coaching before you're going to be ready for a demo. And you know who's going to tell you when you're ready? Your coach is going to tell you when you're ready. This isn't anything that's going to happen overnight. This isn't anything that's going to happen after like one of those weekend workshops that some of these companies do. And then I've never honestly really understood that. It's like, hey, take our seminar this weekend, and then Monday morning we'll throw you in a studio to do a demo. And guess what? Most talents are reading from the same scripts too, and that's called demo mill. That's called a demo mill. Avoid them at all costs, please. Let's talk about multiple. I want to talk about multiple demos, but the demo you should really be focused on as your first demo, if you've never done any other demos before, would be your commercial demo. That's gonna be, that's gonna be quite broad. It's going to give you the greatest chance to get out there and get some type of work or some type of client or 12. I jump from one client or 12. The commercial demo is the king, in my opinion. Always has been and is still should be the main demo that you want to get produced. Now, I know people want to get character demos, animation demos, video game demos, and those are all very important. But we always recommend to our talents, let's start with the commercial demo. It's really important to go through that process, especially in a coaching program, of learning how to read and take direction when it comes to commercial scripts, whether they be for television and radio, especially if you're relatively green going into this. The animation stuff, other demos will come later. And obviously, the more demos you have, the more you can arm yourself with all the tools that you need to get out there. Like it's important, I think, to eventually have an e-learning narration demo. E-learning is exploding right now. There's tons of corporations, tons of company that do online training for their employees, and perhaps you'll be the instructor in many of those videos, much to the same way that I do a lot of stuff for 3M and Subaru of America. I do a ton of e-learning assignments for those two particular clients. Guess what? Once you have the demo professionally produced, you have to send it out. And many of you might be going, well, no shit. Of course you have to send it out. You realize that I'm not going to go as far to say like a percentage, I'm not going to say like 3 out of 5 people don't send it out, but you'd be surprised. I don't know if it's fear, maybe fear of rejection. Maybe they don't have the time to do it. Maybe they're just stuck or lazy. You've spent all this money on training and getting a pretty damn good first demo out, and now you're not going to send it out. You got to send it out. And of course, these days, I mean, sending out an MP3 or following the protocol, sometimes with talent agencies, you got to fill out the form on their site. And many of them have a little spot where you can attach your MP3 right there. So you have to get it out there, and you have to do it like every week. I'm not saying you have to send it out to like 1,000 people a week or anything absurd or unrealistic like that. But, try to get it out like 5 to 10 times a week and keep going. You got to get it out there, man. You can't just let your MP3 sit there and collect dust in your hard drive somewhere or in your Dropbox folder. It's not going to do any good just sitting there. It's not going to do any good just sitting there on SoundCloud. I know people like to upload their demos on SoundCloud and then kind of hope for the best. That's not going to be a great way to get discovered. It's a great way to send a link to your demo, absolutely, because you upload it to SoundCloud and then you copy the link and then you can paste it in an email. That's definitely not a bad idea. But you have to send it out there too. You have to send it out to producers, audiovisual directors of corporations, e-learning and explainer video companies, talent agents. This is something that you should be working on a weekly basis. And yeah, following the proper protocol is important, especially if you go onto a talent agency site. If they're not accepting demos at this time, don't call the agent and ask if you can send yours. Definitely, you're going to want to follow the protocol. Wait until they're ready to accept submissions, and try not to follow up excessively either. Don't like send a demo to a talent agent and then call them a day later and see if they've had a chance to listen to it. That's going to be aggravating to them right away because they're very, very busy people. I mean, we're all busy people, but they're not going to want a bunch of follow-ups. Give them some time to get to it, process it, and hopefully they'll invite you either to come online for an interview to be a part of their roster, or like my own local talent agency, Nuts, they invited me to actually come in and do the interview in person because, of course, they're only like 20 minutes away. So that's how that worked out. And so this is all really, really important, especially if you're really serious about being a professional voice actor. Last point, and then I'll let you go. When to do more demos or redo the one you have. Now, when you get a demo done for the first time, and maybe it's like, wow, man, this is a great demo. And obviously that's the objective. It's my goal when we coach talents and do demos. We want to do the best job we can on a demo, but it is a first demo. And you're always going to keep getting better, especially if you're brand new at the craft. A year from now, you're going to be a lot better. So you're going to want to get another demo or redo the one you have because your skill set is going to be a couple levels higher than it is right now. And I believe that, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Even if you have a 2-3-year-old demo and you're still getting work from it, as long as some of the clips don't sound extremely out of date and you're getting work and auditions for it, there's really no reason to tweak it. I know people get a little excitable about constantly having to tweak stuff and redo it and do it over and over again. If it's getting you work, there's no reason to do it. But like I said, with a first demo, remember, I said this at the beginning of the video, a demo is a reflection of your current skill set. Try to keep that in mind. It's going to be a great way to get started. Hopefully you can get a few clients here and there. Maybe you can get on a couple of talent agency rosters and then you're on your way. Terrific. But again, don't expect your demo producer to magically make you better than you really are. And again, I'm kind of going backwards again, going back to stuff I talked about earlier in the video. But this is why coaching up front is so important. A lot of people try to skip this step and it just doesn't work very well. It's hard to just jump into a studio and do a demo when you've had no training whatsoever. So don't do it that way. All right, that's it for today. My name's Terry Daniel, voice actor and coach from Minneapolis. If you have any questions about the voiceover industry or if you're interested in perhaps coaching with us, I'm going to put my email up on the screen here. It's terry@universalvoicetalent.com. Let's start by just having a conversation about your background, what your goals are, and, we'll see if we're a fit for you. So thanks, everybody. Take care, and I will talk to you soon.